Saidi, can you please give us guidance about what solar lunar eclipses are and how they affect us spiritually and how to protect ourselves during eclipses?
Yeah, that best to know that Prophet just had concerns during the eclipse, and that they would enter into the salah and stay in sujood while the eclipse is taking place. And there's an importance with the sun, the moon and the earth, and everything that happens is a sign and isharat. And generally these are warning signs of difficulties that come to earth and that are heading on to earth, and we know that we are in difficult times already. Best not to look at those because of the energy that comes, and whatever difficulty is being and the guidance of that difficulty that or sign of that difficulty that coming to earth, don't go out staring at it. It may have a negative effect upon insan and an unpleasant energy for those who are sensitive and subtle towards energy. Best to avoid those situations of looking at that, and that to pray that, Ya Rabbi, if anything is of a difficulty coming, that grant us a najat and a salvation through it, a protection through every type of difficulty.
But to understand this reality of the moon, the earth and the sun represents an eternal light, the moon represents the guidance, and the earth represents ourself and the inhabitants and insan people. And that our existence that Allah gave to us is that, "Oh people of the earth, you're in need of the sun." So we are a creation in need of the reality, the sun is the eternal light. So we need eternal light in our life. We're not somebody who can exist without eternity. And that the moon, and when you begin to study what's called the lunar emanation and the lunar effect on the earth, then quickly you'll understand that we are a creation actually affected and in need of the moon. The moon and its emanation controls what grows, affects the movement of the water and the tides, and if it affects the oceans with the immense mass of oceans, high tide and low tide is based on the time of the moon. If it affects the ocean, imagine what the moon does to the body and the movement of the blood, the energy within the body, within the blood, within the heart. All of those times then are what awliyaullah would take all of those understandings to understand the energy of people. And doctors know and police know full moon is the time of lunacy, because it's reflecting a tremendous energy from the sun that it can come pure onto the earth. But that emanation of light is so strong that it makes the shayateen to go crazy. And that's why people whom are all carrying satanic energies, willing or unwilling, bad and negative energies, the full moon makes them to go crazy. And those whom are of a spiritual nature and have the love of Sayyidina Muhammad, they have immense love for that power that coming. That energy that make them to have a himmah of spiritual ecstasy makes the devils to go crazy and angry. And that's why then the hospitals are filled with emergency room crimes, the police jails are all filled from crimes, because the energy is making the negativity to go bad. So definitely all these effects is a part of our spiritual understanding of Qamarun and the importance of the moon, and that represents the awliya and guidance. The importance of the sun and the eternal light, which represents the symbol of the light of Sayyidina Muhammad, because Allah la shareek and nothing is like unto Allah. So alhamdulillah, there are articles on Nur Muhammad that go in depth onto that, and the red moon is symbolic of Sayyidina Mahdi. And that there are continuous isharats that are coming in a lot this year. that every time the red moon is appearing it's an emanation from the light and reflection of Sayyidina Mahdi upon this earth, and that his tajalli is very close. And the Dajjal, which is the counter of that reality, his tajalli is very close, and that these lights and isharats that they send from the heart of Sayyidina Mahdi onto the earth, and those whom are going to receive those emanations and to draw closer towards the Mahdiyun realities that are now coming upon the earth, inshaAllah. So it's a tremendous sign from the reality of Sayyidina Mahdi every time that moon goes red, that it's a Mahdiyun tajalli of the position, because the Fardani representative of the highest of the awliya positions that are in charge of this earth are representing that full moon. So like when awliyaullah are in an association, if Imam Mahdi moves into the center of that association means then everyone being dressed with a Mahdiyun dress at that association. It then symbolizes onto the earth when that association is taking place and Imam Mahdi is dressing whom he's dressing, its reflection will show onto the earth, because Allah I show you the signs upon the horizon, but more important within yourself. But because people can't see what's happening within themselves, the sign on the horizon then is more visible and obvious for people. So these are associations happening with the presence of Sayyidina Mahdi inshaAllah, and being dressed by it as a reflection. Allah showing the moon is red, and these are Mahdiyun tajallis that are coming upon the earth.